Hi everyone and Happy New Year! January is the perfect time of the year to start a new routine. So over the next 5 weeks, I'm going to be sharing a brand new sequence every week to help you build a home yoga practice. First up, we're concentrating on the fundamentals of yoga, some really simple poses that you're going to be able to do in the comfort of your own home. Now, after you watch this video, be sure to head over to Instagram because I'm sharing a brand new yoga pose every single day this month. All the details are in the description box below. When starting your home yoga practice, I have a few tips to help keep you on track. The first is investing in a really great mat. I'll leave some of my favorites in the description box below. Also, you want to choose a quiet space where you're not going to be distracted. And lastly, I think picking a consistent time every single day is key to staying on track. I personally love to do my yoga practice first thing in the morning, but you may choose a time in the day that works better for you. Now, to start this sequence, we're going to start in an easy pose. So you can either sit cross-legged, or if that's not comfortable for you, you can also sit in hero's pose on your knees. And then we're just gonna take a few deep breaths to center ourselves. You can close your eyes or gaze lightly at the floor, whatever feels most comfortable for you. Rest your hands gently on your knees and take a big breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Throughout our practice, we're gonna primarily breathe only through our nose, in and out. To start to move, we're gonna start by warming up our spine. By inhaling, looking up towards the sky, opening our chest. Exhaling, curling in, rounding your shoulders and looking towards your belly button. Inhale to look up. Exhale to curl in. Inhale, round up. Really trying to maximize the movement in your spine here, warming it up. Finding full range of movement. You may find that you're able to find a little bit of extra space with each round. And then one more time, look up, reach up, open your chest. Exhale, round in. Then inhale to a neutral spine, roll your shoulders down, sit nice and tall. We're gonna continue to warm up really by concentrating on our hips here, by just doing some simple hip circles. So you're gonna come forward on your inhale, round your back, exhale, and then come forward. Now, as you do this, you may find some places in your hips that are a little tighter than others. If you do, you can just concentrate on them. Move around, try to work out whatever feels tense, and then just keep moving at your own pace. You may want to move a little bit faster, or you may want to go really slow. You can move back and forth. I find if I've been sitting for a long time, or if I've had a bad sleep, I like to spend a little bit of extra time on this pose because it can feel really therapeutic on your hips. And then about halfway through, we're gonna switch and go in the other direction. And it's really interesting, you may feel completely different here on the other side. Make sure to keep breathing in through the nose, long breaths, out through the nose. We're gonna do one more full round. Inhaling as you come forward. Deep exhale as you round back. We're gonna come to center, roll our shoulders down. Inhale, sit tall. And now we're gonna move onto our hands and knees to continue warming up our spine. So we're coming into a table pose. This pose we'll come back to throughout our practice and throughout the next few weeks. We're gonna line up our wrists directly under our shoulders, line up your knees directly under your hips, and spread your fingers wide. Anytime we have our hands rooted on the ground, we really wanna spread our fingers, root our fingertips in, almost like you're grasping it like a suction cup. This is gonna really help us throughout our entire practice. Now from here, we're gonna inhale, look up towards the sky, exhale, round, looking towards your belly button. Inhale, look up. Exhale and round. We're really repeating the movement we did when we were seated, this time on our hands and knees, when we have a little bit more mobility through our spine. Make sure to keep your shoulders down, away from your ears. And really pushing down through your fingertips to find space between your shoulder blades. And then coming back to a neutral back, we're gonna move our spine in the other direction. So this time we're gonna inhale, and then exhale, look over your left shoulder, sticking your left hip out, trying to see that hip behind you. Coming back to neutral, inhaling, exhaling, looking over your right shoulder, and popping your right hip out, trying to spot it behind you. One more time here. Inhale at center, exhale over to the left, trying to create a C with your spine. So we've moved it in one direction, now we're trying to move it in the other direction. One more time over your right shoulder, and then coming back to center, we're gonna walk our hands out slightly, really root down through our fingertips, tuck your toes under, and we're gonna lift our hips back and up into our first downward dog. Now in downward dog, especially your first one of the day, you wanna take time to really walk your feet out here. So walk back and forth, finding some space in the back of your legs. And then we're gonna settle in. So make sure you have space between your shoulder blades. You're really rounding out, hollowing out your armpits, pushing into your fingertips, and lifting your hips up as much as you can. Trying to create a straight line all the way from your fingertips through your hips. Now don't worry if you need to bend your knees a little bit here. If you have tight hamstrings or you're tight through the back of your legs like I am, having your heels on the ground is unrealistic. And that's totally fine. Everybody in yoga is at a different place. And it's better to bend your knees and have a flat back than to straighten your legs and really round through your back. So here again, keep moving it out, finding what works for you. Inhaling deeply and exhaling. One more deep inhale, and then look forward. On your exhale, we're gonna step one foot up, step the other foot up, and if it doesn't make it all the way, that's okay, you can just help it up. Come to a flat spine, put your hands on your shins, inhale, exhale, fold forward. One more time, inhale, hands onto your shins, flat spine, trying to create a long line going right through the top of your head, through to your sit bones. Inhale, exhale to fold forward. Then inhale, bend your knees, stand all the way up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart, take a deep breath. Now we're gonna start to move through our sun salutations. For a really detailed explanation of the sequence, you can check out the link below. So, start our sun salutation, we're gonna stand tall in mountain pose. So we're gonna lift our toes up off the ground. This is gonna help us find stability through the four corners of our feet. Now root your toes back down, stand up nice and tall, roll your shoulders down away from your ears. You can bring your hands alongside your body. Then inhale to reach up. Exhale, come through center, fold forward. Inhale to a flat spine, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back into a plank. You can lower your knees, untuck your toes, come all the way down to the ground, rooting your fingers in, pushing your toes into the ground. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, release. We're gonna tuck our toes, come back into table, come into downward facing dog. Walk your feet out here, big inhale. Exhale through your nose. We're gonna do two more here. Inhale, exhale, look forward, step both feet forward. Inhale to a flat spine. Exhale to release. Inhale, reach all the way up. Fold forward. Inhale to a flat spine. Exhale, plant your hands, step back into a high plank. Now here you can either continue to go through cobra and then table and downward facing dog like we've done, or if you're ready and you feel comfortable, you can come forward, lower yourself into low plank, inhale into upward facing dog, keep your shoulders away from your ears, your heels close together, and then come right over your toes into downward facing dog. Either way, when you get to downward facing dog, we're gonna take 3 breaths. One more, inhale, long exhale, look forward, step forward, flat spine, fold, Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Take one deep breath in. Deep breath out. Now we're gonna open up to the side. So from here, we're gonna step one foot all the way out to the side and then face both of our toes directly forward. You're gonna pigeon toe them in just slightly. So basically you want your two toes facing just a little bit towards each other so the side of your foot is parallel with the side of your mat. Now, since we've just made it through the holiday season, we're gonna do a few detoxifying poses here to really cleanse your system out. So first, we're gonna start with a forward fold. You're gonna engage your inner thighs. You're gonna come tall through your spine. Inhale. Exhale, start to fold forward. We're gonna place our hands onto the ground, come to a flat spine, long neck, and then exhale, start to come all the way forward. Now you may be able to get your head all the way to the mat. Me, I'm a little bit tighter, so not so much, which is totally fine. Wherever you are is just fine. That's the great thing about yoga, is you can start to move and adjust, and you will start to see yourself progress every single day as you do this practice. And really let your head just hang heavy here. We're gonna take one more deep breath in, deep breath out. Roll the weight slowly into your toes, and then contract through your inner thighs to lift back up to a flat spine. Bring one hand to your hip, then the other, and lift all the way back up. When you get here, we're just gonna move our feet one by one into the center, and then we're gonna come back up to the top of our mat and move down onto the floor. To do this, we're gonna inhale, lift up, exhale, fold forward. Inhale to a flat spine. Exhale, plant your hands, step back. Inhale, and lower all the way down onto the mat. We're gonna untuck our toes and bring our forearms just directly out in front of us. And you're just gonna bring your feet slightly apart, and we're gonna stay right here. This pose is called Sphinx pose. It's a passive pose, but it's gonna open up your lower back. Now, if this stretch feels a little bit too passive for you, and you do have a lot of flexibility in your lower back, you can separate your legs slightly, about the width of your mat, and then you're gonna plant your hands, separate them a little bit wider as well, and lift all the way up into seal pose. And then if you are in seal, we're gonna come back down into Sphinx, bring our feet back together, and then come all the way back down to the mat. We're gonna continue to do another detoxifying pose by bringing our arms all the way up beside us, sticking our feet together almost like they're glued. So you want your toes together and your heels together. And we're gonna inhale, bring our shoulders up, and then lift your feet and your hands. Now here, you don't need to crank your neck back. You really wanna just keep a nice long line through your neck, creating the longest space possible between your toes and the top of your head. Breathe deeply. Inhale. Exhale to lift a little bit higher and release. And you can simply bring one ear to the side of the mat. You can shake your hips a little bit to release some tension there. And then placing your hands below your shoulders, we're gonna lift up back into table pose, and then bring your hips back to your heels. We're just gonna do a quick child's pose here to release your lower back a little bit. Let your head hang right to the mat, really breathing into your low back, and then slowly walking your hands back towards your body until you come into a seated position. And we're just gonna swing our legs to the side so we can come sitting back on our sits bones. And now we're gonna do one final twist. Now, twists are wonderful for detoxifying, plus they feel extremely therapeutic. They're one of my favorite things to do in yoga. So to do this twist, what we're gonna do is we're gonna start by bringing our left heel to our right sit bone, just beside our hip. Now you wanna make sure you're not sitting on that heel, so just make sure it's scooted out beside your body. And then we're gonna bring our right heel to meet right up with our left knee. From here, we're gonna sit up nice and tall. We're gonna lift our left arm up and twist over. Now you can just hook your elbow right onto your knee, sit nice and tall. Bring your right hand behind your body to give you a little bit of leverage to ensure you have a nice straight spine. You're gonna lift up, inhale, exhale, twist. Lift up on your inhale. Exhale, find a little bit more space and twist. One more time, inhale up. Exhale, twist. And then come back to center. We're just gonna switch our legs around. So we're gonna bring our right heel beside our left hip and our left heel right to our right knee. We're gonna inhale up, lift your right arm, exhale to hook it on that knee. Plant your left hand behind your body, inhale up, exhale to twist. Inhale to lengthen up through the crown of your head. Exhale, twist. We're gonna do one more deep inhale to lift up. Exhale to twist. And then we're gonna unravel our body and come back into an easy seated position. Now today, since this is our very first sequence, we're just going to end with a simple seated relaxation. And this is a way to intro yourself to meditation as well. So we're simply gonna place our hands on our knees, roll our shoulders down away from our ears. We're gonna inhale deeply, exhale deeply. If you're comfortable closing your eyes, you can close them or gaze softly at the floor. And a great way to start with meditation is simply by counting your inhales and exhales. So we're gonna inhale for 1, 2, 3. Exhale for 1, 2, 3. Simply counting inside your head as you breathe in and out. You can continue this meditation for as long as you'd like, building it up with your practice each day to extend it a little bit longer and a little bit longer. As you become more comfortable with meditating, you should be able to sit comfortably for longer periods of time and hopefully calm your mind a little bit more every day. So keep breathing for as long as you'd like. Thank you for sharing this practice with me. Namaste. Thanks so much for sharing your practice with me today. Don't forget to head over to Instagram for a brand new photo every day and to come back next week for another sequence to help you build your home yoga practice. If you have any questions about today's sequence, leave them in the comment section below and I'll be sure to get back to you. And don't forget to subscribe to Coral.